Well, this has been a great stay at the Trona Pinnacles, but we've been battling this high wind for the past couple days. Straight 30 with gusts of 40. It's just been crazy out here. Overall, this has been a very interesting stay, and actually one of my favorites so far. The internet was great, the recreation that was going on, people with side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and all that fun stuff. It was a holiday weekend, and it was pretty crazy here. Lots of trash. So normally we wouldn't want to drive in these types of winds, but the black tank is full and it's time to get out of here. So we're just going to take it slow, not go on any freeways or anything like that. We don't have very far to go, less than I think 60 miles, maybe around an hour, and hopefully we won't have any issues. This area that we want to go to, Alabama Hills, has just been one of those talked about areas that we've never even come close to. And it's just supposed to be one of those amazing areas that RVers can go to. The weather's going to get a little colder and hopefully the wind's a little bit better there, but this is too close for us to miss out on the Alabama Hills. It's so windy.
Yeah, I'm waiting to open the car door so it doesn't fly off.
Not the best time to drive. Nice tumbleweed you have.
Thank you.
Run, little tumbleweed, run. Run.
Okay.
Okay, let me hand you the coffees.
Okay.
That wind is so cold.
It's really bad out there.
Yeah. She can't close the door. Watch your fingers, babe.
I didn't want the door to fly off.
I don't want your fingers to fly off. That's dangerous.
Okay, you ready? Where are you from? Oh, you got that. That's great.
It is so cold up, but that was probably one of our best hookups yet. Now that Chris knows how to do everything, we're like doing it together and we're hooking up like twice as fast.
We're a well-oiled machine now.
It is really, really nice that we can do this.
Good harmony.
Yeah, so Alabama Hills, this is where we're headed to. We need to go dump the tanks, we need to fill up water, we need to get propane. It's the big replenish day, and I don't know about the wind and I don't know about the cold that's gonna be in the new area. We're not traveling very far, so this is gonna be our most adventurous travel day yet, maybe.
It's gonna be a long one.
It's long and slow.
Long and slow. Really long. I'm sure we're gonna be just peachy by the time we land. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Misty mountains, dusty roads ahead, crossing rivers, dreaming of a bed from a window in the mighty clouds up high. I can touch a stream of gold above, breaking through with hope of light.
How was it going up that hill? You looked pretty good. I heard the tires spin for just a second.
It was a little rough. It was just really loose dirt, and you know, you can't get too fast because there were dips in there.
Pop quiz, what would have you done if you would have started spinning?
I would have stopped and I would have put it into too high.
Stopping's not good on a hill.
Oh, I would have just popped it into too high while I was driving. Right?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It looked fine, but then I heard you spin a little bit, and I'm like, uh-oh. Keep your momentum up.
Yeah, I did. I probably wouldn't have stopped. Here's my honest answer. What I would have done is I probably would have panicked and just gassed it.
Floored it and dug a hole?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do.
That's why that hole's there.
They just dig a hole.
But now I know for next time, I'm just gonna pull that bad boy out and pop up.
Okay, now the nice and slow 5-mile road back to civilization. So it sounds like our Anderson hitch is doing fairly well on the sway control, Chris.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I don't feel any swaying at all. I can feel the truck is working a little bit harder in the wind, but other than that, it feels pretty controlled.
Yeah, and I'd say we're sitting at pretty steady, maybe 20-mile-per-hour winds with gusts into the 30s, so it's pretty gusty out for us.
Yeah.
And you're sitting at 50 to 55, towing pretty decently.
Yeah, feels good. It's actually, it feels better in here than I thought, and just sitting in the truck feels really good as compared to sitting in the RV for so long with the wind. Like, you don't feel the wind inside the truck at all, so I think it really just eases my mind mentally. You know, because so much of it's mental.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, when we open the car door, it's like, oh, it's still windy. It doesn't feel that way when you're driving, though.
Yeah, we're about done with the wind. We're pretty sick of it.
Yeah, I'm really sick of it. It turns out I really don't like the wind. It makes me really anxious. I lose a lot of sleep. I just sit up and, like, I just have a hard time sleeping in it.
Yeah, not fun in an RV.
No.
Whew, it is rough going today. So we just dumped and filled at the Desert Fairgrounds here in Ridgecrest. And there's a sign that says propane in True Value, so that's what we're gonna try next. And otherwise, I think we're done with all of our little errands. We don't need to grocery shop. And I think we changed our plans. We're not gonna go all the way to Alabama Hills. There's something that's a little bit closer to where we are. Hopefully not as cold. And we're gonna scope that out first. Better service. And that's called Fossil something.
Fossil something. Yeah, it is a little bit closer. It's about half the distance, actually.
I can't believe the wind.
My face is just frozen. My ear canals are frozen. I feel like I can't talk, so like these weird movements that I'm doing with my jaw is because I'm so cold.
I don't know how we missed these winds as much as we did the past 3 years, but
I was thinking that same thing.
We've never ran into this at all. I mean, maybe like one day or something, but
I don't know if we were lucky for 3 years or if we're just in a unlucky streak right now. Or if we're like, we should know that it's windy in these areas and we just aren't like super familiar with where the windy pockets are.
Yeah, that is one of the tough things about traveling is you're not familiar with like the local weather, you know, whether that be tornadoes or hurricanes or high winds or droughts or flash floods, fires, yeah, all that stuff. We just have no idea. So learn as you go. So this is our first time on 395 east of the Sierras. Is it what it's cracked up to be, Chris?
It's beautiful, especially with these clouds and the sunshine that we have.
Yeah.
It is really pretty. I know Aaron's been really excited to hit 395. He's been talking about it ever since Vegas.
Yeah, we're just not in this area very often, and I just think we have to come see it, otherwise we're not going to see it for a while, and we can only do so much because it's still wintertime.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold up there, so it'll definitely be about the views on this round. But like Aaron said, when we were deciding to come up here or not, knowing that it'd be kind of cold and windy again, he said, well, now's our chance because we're never gonna be in this little pocket of entry again. So we took it.
We're just a couple miles from our turnoff on 395 here, so we didn't really get to go too far on this scenic, they call it highway or byway?
I think I saw byway.
Byway.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful. Like, you can start to see the volcanic rock that's around us. Obviously the Sierra's over there, and so we're kind of in this little bit of a valley, and it's a cool area.
The beauty is developing.
Yeah, it's nice to see some different types of scenery. That's what we really like.
You were just saying you want some new terrain because we felt desertish for a while.
Yeah, we've been in the desert for a long time. We're so close to the sequoias right now, but we're on the other side of the mountain range, so I don't think we're going to be able to see those, but I would really like to.
Rest area 5 miles. Pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty out here.
For 1 month.
Dark. I think that's the volcanic rock. That soil is kind of like a interesting, almost like purple.
It is. I've never seen that shade before. It's brownish, maroonish, purplish. Like a fine Oregon wine.
Fossil Falls. The sign is faded, but it's there.
Still standing strong.
Road turns into gravel quick, per the usual. Big difference compared to the old road at the Pinnacles.
The Pinnacles was so rough, but it was definitely worth it. However, you know, next time we're in the area and consider it, you definitely think, like, am I ready for that horrible 5-mile road end? This is interesting.
So I just wanted to stop quick and make sure we were going to the right pin. There is a campground right as you enter off 395, which is like $6. I think it's called Fossil Falls Campground, which is $6 per night. But then behind it is the dry lake bed, which is where the BLM boondocking land is. I was just a little concerned because it's very like silty and soft out in some of these spots.
Very powdery.
So I didn't want to just have us go down a wrong little tiny road and get stuck. So that's something we need to be careful of. Also, not many people talk about towing in 4-wheel drive. So I'd like to know more if people tow in 4-wheel drive or if they don't. I heard a long time ago from this old wise man that, you know, as soon as you get onto the dirt road, it is sometimes a smart idea to put it into 4-wheel drive. You don't want to just get into 4-wheel drive when you're stuck, because 4-wheel drive, if you're in it before,
you won't get stuck in the first place.
You don't get stuck in the first place, and you don't have those same problems, and you can handle your vehicle quite a bit better. And since we're off-road in dirt, you know, that 4-wheel high shouldn't affect anything.
So what did you determine with your little research? Are we going the right way?
Yeah, we're going the right way. I just wanted to make sure that we are going the right way and we don't get stuck in this soft silt.
Yeah, because that entrance point right there looks a little soft.
It looks a little soft and sketchy, so we're gonna continue on. Every time we get to a new spot, it's always interesting. You gotta like kind of stop and take in the terrain and figure out where you can camp, where you can't camp, what's the best place to go.
Yeah, sometimes we make the mistake of just parking too early when really we should just go a little bit longer.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a fine line between going too far and not being able to back up or get stuck somewhere, and also, you know, grabbing the first open spot you see.
It is pretty out here.
Yeah. So this looks like a spot up here on the right. Slow down for a sec, maybe stop. So we're gonna pull into this little spot here on the right and just kind of set up like we're gonna park there, and then we'll just walk up the road a little bit, scout out the area, and see if there's something better. Otherwise, it looks like a nice big open spot.
Has a good view of those black rocks over there, and then the Sierra is obviously right there.
It's pretty. We'll be looking right at the Sierras.
I love the first day, especially when you get in early like this. It hasn't even ticked noon yet.
It is really nice when it's not noon. So we're just doing a little foot surveillance, checking out the area, making sure everything looks good, making sure there's nothing giving us bad vibes or heebie-jeebies or any of that out here.
Or that there's like $1 million spot 2 seconds up a little further.
Exactly. We definitely want to see what is all out here. So this is basically just a giant dry lake bed. It's very hard and compact.
I really like it where we are though, currently parked, because the backdrop of the mountains is so beautiful.
Yeah, I would say there's not much else out here.
It's so pretty right now. Let me take this from you. Look at that view. Look at that view.
It's nice. Yeah, I like the colors and that red kind of salty mountain. And that's cool.
It's beautiful.
It's nice out here. It's a good little change up from where we were at. So let's settle in.
Yes, back over there.
So we're gonna see if our hitch coupler is gonna give us problems this time, and hopefully it will unhitch nicely.
And if it doesn't, then you're gonna start using my avocado spray. We can both love the avocado spray.
We're gonna use the grease and we're gonna jump on the bumper. Those are the advice we're getting.
I'm gonna wiggle the drivetrain on the truck while you're jumping on the bumper.
Yeah, this should be good. Do you got the keys?
Yeah.
All right, let's get set up.
Okay.
So everything's unhitched except for the truck and the trailer itself on the coupler. So we're gonna lift up the trailer, and hopefully this ball doesn't give us as much trouble as it has been the last couple of weeks. We're pretty level here, so that's, I think, gonna help quite a bit. And there was a lot of like old grease and dirt on the ball and the coupler itself. I think when they transported our trailer from the factory to the dealership, I think they greased it there. And so that's why there was some leftover like kind of dry crud and grease on there.
Some gunk. It's coming. There it is. Yes. Like butter. Aaron, would you say that the whole day has been like butter, baby?
I was literally just thinking that in my head. I'm like, the hitch up was easy and the unhitch is easy as long as the last auto level step today goes well. So it lowers the tongue jack down first. There we go, the front pads are lowering. That means we're home free.
Get in the rug.
It's working. one of our easiest travel days.
Yeah, even like the dump and fill went quick and the propane was easy to get to. I have my setup buddy back. I'm not doing it alone. That makes it feel a lot easier.
You know, it goes twice as quick with 2 people.
It's awesome.
It's not Alabama Hills, but it is pretty.
I've heard a story, I've heard it said, I've come to believe that love is a bet.
A storm is rolling in off the mountains in the distance, and little tiny drops of rain or snow or something is hitting. Could you feel it out there?
Coming in here.
Is it snow?
Yeah.
This is magical.
There's snowflakes hitting our windows and like hitting my face out there. Yeah, it is kind of magical.
That's so cool.
Aaron's been wanting snow for a really long time.
This is just so unique. This is like mountain weather. Now I feel like we're back in Colorado.
But we're in California.
Where all of a sudden it's 80 degrees one day and then it's 40 degrees.
Oh, it must be 2 p.m.
Then it's windy. Yeah, 2 p.m. storm rolling off the
2:20.
mountains.
Hey, it's about to be 2:22 on 2/22/22.
2.
I told you we had to do a special kiss on that time, Aaron. And now it's snowing.
Magical.
Magical.
Well, tomorrow we're gonna go do laundry and visit the bakery and check out Alabama Hills.
Yeah, I did put laundry into the truck because it's overtaking this cabinet, so it just took it out there. And yes, there is a little bakery right next to the laundromat, so I thought, why not get it done and then check out the hills? And I think we might even have lunch in Lone Pine because we haven't eaten out in over a month. It's been 1 month, and I say, let's just go have a day of fun. Eat out twice, breakfast and lunch. That's how crazy we're gonna get.
We gotta make up for those couple weeks we missed.
Yeah, I have 4 dine-outs banked in my dining bank.
Come to my table, come to my bed, go easy my hunger, easy my head. Oh, bringing me fire, bringing me water, taking me high, taking me down.
Are you crying, dear?
I'm so excited to think about having a little dog.
That's quite the emotion coming out of you.
I know, it came out of nowhere. We've talked about getting a dog for a long time, but this is the first time where it's like felt real. And I guess I really want one. I really want one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I don't know. This just came over me. I'm usually pretty stable.
Yeah. Definitely will make things a lot less stable around here.
I know. It's a big change. You know, there's definitely sacrifices that come with it. But I think we're ready.
Since we did not make it to Alabama Hills yesterday for our BLM spot, we're gonna go scout it out today and see what it looks like. We definitely want to see that area. Even if we don't stay there, we need to see it. Plus, Chris wants to check out the bakery.
I do, and we need to get there first because it's already past noon. It takes 45 minutes to get there, and they close at 2. And you all know that bakeries sell out of the good stuff early, so
They aren't gonna have anything good left.
they're not gonna have anything good left. I'm gonna have to scrape up whatever people don't want.
Ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's head.
Okay. It looks like it's gonna storm.
Yeah, these mountains are pretty cool. Pretty foggy, pretty eerie out here. It's cold. It's like 40 degrees out right now. This is crazy.
We're gonna come back to our RV covered in snow.
We're about 5 minutes outside of Lone Pine. This drive has been pretty beautiful, hasn't it?
It's very beautiful. Looks pretty stormy on that side, but it's really cool to see all the snow on the mountains.
Yeah, the Sierra is so close and so big and covered in snow is cool. And there's a lot of towns that we want to visit, like Bishop and Mammoth Lakes and things like that, but it's just too early of winter time right now.
It really is a little bit too wintry for us.
Yes.
But Lone Pine looks like a super cute town. Just like researching if, where can we eat or things. There was like 5 places that popped up that I would really enjoy to eat. And that's a good indication of like, I don't know, do you have a good time there? Yes.
The food was great. So this is considered Main Street here?
I think so. It's called Main Street, yeah.
Okay. That's a good indication it is Main Street.
This is Main Street.
By the name. Ooh, there's the smokehouse, pizza factory.
Yeah,
left onto
that's
West
the
Coast
barbecue
Street.
place. That
Then
was
your destination will be on the right.
one of the contenders. There was a good barbecue place, and then there's a good place called The Seasons that looks a little bit more upscale.
Mount Whitney Burgers, best burgers in. Is this it right here, the cafe?
Yep.
Oh, there's the laundromat you were talking about doing some
Your
laundry
destination
at.
is on the right.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah. It's really pretty here. It's like super crisp mountain air.
Yeah. It's chilly and crisp at the same time.
Yeah.
No pets allowed. Boo. All right, let's see the goods.
I'm excited, guys. Let me tell you, I love bakeries, and we don't go often enough. So what we ended up getting, they were pretty sold out because they closed in 45 minutes. But we got one big loaf of sourdough.
That's our go-to, sourdough.
Sourdough we love. It's dated the 22nd.
It doesn't
today?
look very sourdough-ish, but today's the 23rd.
Today's the 23rd, so this was baked yesterday. And they were sold out of cinnamon rolls, but luckily I scored on their day old. They had a day old cinnamon roll, and it was only $2. Normally they're $6, so steal of a deal.
The size of your face.
Yeah. And I got a day old chocolate cake with walnut. $2.
She holds it up and she goes, feel that.
Yeah, the lady says it's still squishy. I think her finger mark is still in here.
So the Alabama Hills rec area is only like 3 miles outside of town, which is kind of surprising that the internet service is so bad out there, but I'm guessing it's on the other side of these mountains right here, and that's why you lose the cell signal from town. So immediately through the first pass, these rock formations are crazy.
They're gnarly.
Wow.
Never seen any rocks like this before.
No, a mile outside of town. So these rocks kind of look like the one from Joshua Tree, right? Like Skull Rock? You get that a little bit?
I would have to disagree with that one.
They don't look like Skull Rock.
No, because these are like there's so many little like erupting rocks.
Yeah. I don't mean like exactly like it, but every once in a while I see rocks that look like Skull Rock, so it reminds me of it.
That's a fair statement.
So Turtle Creek Campground, they said no water and no dump station, so it's probably a little too cold. They must have shut it off.
But there is an RV RV parked back there.
Yeah. Cool area for sure. We are starting to see a lot of camping and no camping spots, signage out here. So it's definitely very regulated. I can see why it's very, very popular.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's for smaller type of setups. Vans, tents, tiny little RVs.
Super cool though. How sweet would it be to be camped right in these rocks?
Yeah, very cool. Wow. What a cool area this is. This is definitely one of like the most visually stimulating areas I think I've ever been around. It's so unique with these up close rock structures and then like just the big mountains all behind it.
Yeah, I agree. The rocks are just so animated.
Yeah.
You feel like they're alive, like there's goblins and ghosts in every single rock.
You could definitely sit and stare at these and just like look at all the different things you see within them. But I would have to say, I know they closed a bunch of these areas late 2021, and now it's becoming harder and harder to camp out here, which is obviously a shame. And I'm sure the area must have been abused by just too many people. It's a very, very popular area. It's something that I've heard about, but I had no idea exactly where it was or what it was even about. It's just one of those famous areas that people must do.
Yeah, I would say it's a must do. And now that we've been here, I'm so happy that we've seen it and that we can have this experience, even just spending a day. Yeah.
So as far as like camping, you could easily camp in a car, a van, a truck tent like what we have.
Rooftop tents are actually perfect for here.
Yep. We've seen a few truck campers and we've seen a few small travel trailers. I think we could fit our travel trailer in just one or two spots around here, but it seems like the majority of the spots are closed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they plan on opening them back up after a while or what, but it's not very busy out here. I'll definitely say that. And it is really cold right now. It's 45 degrees, so that might have a lot to do with it.
And it's windy.
Yes, cold, windy.
Not fun camping weather.
There's a lot of trails that we're starting to see now that we're in this main recreation area. And I could definitely see spending like a good weekend out here and just exploring.
It'd be so fun to do the trail hiking here.
Yeah.
So fun.
It looks great. And you're just surrounded by these huge, huge mountains.
Really great. It's really awesome. Overstimulation.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm overstimulated.
It's tough to like put it all into words, but yeah, it's obviously not a great spot for boondocking right now, especially with any sizable rig.
Yeah, it's hard to get around. We're glad that we're out here in the truck right now because obviously we can take roads that we wouldn't ever take towing a trailer. So it's really fun to explore just with the truck and see some of the nooks and crannies, and there are so many places out here that we haven't explored. So there could be some areas that we really could take the trailer into, and we just haven't driven into those yet.
Yeah, and cell service is very, very spotty out here as well. We're seeing some T-Mobile and some Verizon in different areas, so it'd be kind of tough to sit out here and work, but definitely a spot that we'd come to and take a few days off and just explore.
It's a vacation spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, will we take the travel trailer up here? I don't know. We might.
Maybe.
Some point. But right now we're camped, what was it, an hour and 15 minutes away?
Yeah, not even. I mean, it took us 45 minutes to get from our site to the bakery, and then it took like 10 minutes to get from the bakery to out here. So it depends on how deep you go in and what roads you turn down, but
yeah, absolutely.
An hour is a fair blanket statement.
Cool area. I'm glad we saw it, and it's kind of a bummer that I still have this bad ankle. I can't really do a lot of hiking right now. I can walk like a mile or 2 miles, but then my ankle still kind of swells up, and any type of uneven ground is just not good right now. So it's a very slow rehab process for that. And that just means we get to do more truck tours right now. We've seen half a dozen porta potties out here as well. I don't know if that's a new addition or not, but it's nice that they do have porta potties. But again, it looks like it's all day use. And any of the campsites that are around here, it's just few and far between. It'd be really tough to scout out and find one.
Yeah.
It'd be a search. And especially if it's like the weekend or if it's busy at all. Like right now it's a Tuesday, and we could easily camp in many spots, but I would imagine a weekend would be very, very tough up here. So that was Alabama Hills. Fun to see, but now it's time to eat. I think we're both pretty hungry.
I'm beyond hungry.
Yeah, so we're gonna go check out Mount Whitney. The sign says right there, best burgers in town. And it wasn't our first choice, but there's a lot of things closed right now. They have some barbecue stuff that's closed on Wednesdays, and the cafe that we went to this morning with the bakery is supposed to be the best, but they close at 2.
Yes, there's also a couple other spots that only open for dinner. Not to say that Mount Whitney looks bad and it's like our 5th pick. I'm excited to see what the best burger in town looks like.
Me too. I'm starving. Let's go.
How can I reach you when you shut me out?